The Senate beginning confirmation hearings tomorrow for President Trump's nominee to replace Ruth Bader Ginsburg on the Supreme Court. Federal Judge Amy Coney Barrett's selection taking center stage again. ABC's Alex Prochet joins us with more from the Supreme Court. Alex, good morning to you.
Hey, good morning. So Monday, we'll kick off 4 days of hearings. Senate Republicans trying to squeeze in this confirmation of Judge Amy Coney Barrett with just 23 days now before the election. And this is during a pandemic, so there will be PPE stations and also a limit on the number of folks allowed inside that hearing room. And now we know that these hearings will at least be partially virtual. And that's because already 2 members have tested positive for the coronavirus, Senators Mike Lee and Tom Tillis. And then you have other senators like Chuck Grassley and Lindsey Graham, who chairs the committee. Both have refused to get tested for the coronavirus. So now all members have the option of appearing in person or remotely. Notably, Graham, as the chair, will be there in person. But Monday will serve as an introduction. Expect fireworks on Tuesday when senators have their first real chance to question Judge Barrett. Now, this will be hotly contested. Democrats don't have the outright numbers to block her confirmation, but expect questions from them on her stances for Roe v. Wade and also the Affordable Care Act. Democratic Senator Dick Durbin detailing his playbook.
We are going to focus on the issues that really explain her philosophy and what she will bring to the Supreme Court. We will come to understand Amy Coney Barrett better. We'll be able to anticipate what she will do in the court, what changes she'll make in this country.
Now, the Merrick Garland situation is still front of mind for many Democrats when Republicans refuse to take up Obama's nominee. And then also for Republicans, they still remember those contentious hearings for Justice Brett Kavanaugh. Guys.
So many strong feelings on both sides of this. Alex Prochet, thank you very much. For more on all of this, let's bring in our chief White House correspondent, Jonathan Karl, author of the excellent new book, Front Row at the Trump Show. John, good morning to you. So let's start with these confirmation hearings coming up starting tomorrow. Do they carry some potential political benefit for the president simply because they could change the subject away from the pandemic?
Well, anything that does that, Dan, is welcomed by the Trump campaign. He needs something else, some other story. They welcome these hearings. But the bottom line is the main story, the story of the moment, is the pandemic, the outbreak at the White House, and the outbreak across much of the country, where several states now experiencing record highs in terms of coronavirus infections and also hospitalizations, the death rate rising. There's really no distracting from that, even a battle over a controversial Supreme Court pick.
Yeah, as we mentioned at the top of the show, our new poll has the president down by 12 points in the presidential race. Is there any precedent for a presidential candidate coming back from this sort of deficit so close to an election?
Well, sort of. 4 years ago, there was an ABC poll in the middle of October that actually had Hillary Clinton up 12 points. But it was different because that was one poll. The rest of the polls were not as wide as this. Now, we have had several polls that have showed double-digit leads for Joe Biden. And the other thing that is different this time around is that there's much more quality state polling in the battleground states. And there is not a single one of the top dozen battleground states where Donald Trump has held a consistent lead, not one.
Let me ask a question about Joe Biden. He keeps dodging questions about whether he would support packing the Supreme Court. We saw this in Rachel Scott's piece. Is this issue a potential liability for him?
I think it is, Dan, and it's not just that he won't answer the question, it's the clumsy way in which he says he won't answer the question. He said in an interview yesterday, asked directly, don't the people have a right to know? And he said, no, voters don't have a right to know where he stands on this. And he also said a couple of days ago that he will give an answer on this after the election. So it's very strange. This is a major issue. This is not a trivial issue, and he's saying he won't tell voters where he stands until after they have voted. I don't think it's very helpful.
John, thank you very much for your analysis on a Sunday morning. Always great to see you. I want to remind everybody, don't forget to tune into This Week later this morning. John will be hosting. He's got an exclusive interview with President Trump's son, Eric, on the heels of an explosive New York Times story about the president's mixing of public and private business. Plus, John will go one-on-one with the co-chair of the Biden campaign, Congressman Cedric Richmond. That's all coming up on This Week later this morning. And do not forget our town hall with Joe Biden. It's called The Vice President and the People, a special edition of 2020. That's on Thursday, October 15th at 8 Eastern, right here on ABC.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here. to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.